Hi guys, I have my lovely aunt and uncle here with me as the audience, and today we're going to talk about why textbooks should be included in tuition and how it's so expensive for college students to have to afford them. Raise your hand if you think college textbooks should be included in tuition, because personally, I believe it should be. We're already paying so much in tuition. It's really like a really big struggle for most college students to be affording that, and most of us are on scholarships or have federal loans taken out, and then just having to pay an extra couple $100s for a textbook can be a pinch. Textbooks are unreasonably high cost for some people, and most students will, from the Education Data Initiative says college students spend about $174 on textbook for just one copy. And considering that some students take multiple courses that require you to have materials of like a lab coat, eyewear, and then a textbook, it adds up and gets really pricey really quickly. Another thing that they said was about 25% of students are reported to either work extra shifts to pay for the textbooks, or about 11% are able to have to skip a meal to just be able to afford saving that money to buy a textbook, which I think frankly is awful. And usually the only reason textbooks are getting more pricey is because there's a new addition to the textbook, and the publisher are inflating the prices just because there is a minimal content change that isn't really changing much to it except small details in chapter 14 per se. Separate textbook fees create financial inequality. I believe education should never be based on a student's income. This allows some students can't afford materials and will fall behind academically. This will lead to many students just skipping buying books or just having to figure out the extra additional cost fees that are included in buying a textbook. Tuition is already a major commitment for most students. Either you're a transfer student, a freshman, or whatever you may be. It's a major cost and commitment that you are having to bear for the first time. And the head and textbook fees and textbooks alone are just another added fee and cost that can make or break the bank for one person. Most lower income students are at a disadvantage, and this will cost them to fall behind. From Inside Higher Ed, they say over half of students say the cost of course materials will cause them to take fewer classes or not even register for that class due to the cost of materials that is quoted for that class, which I believe is honestly not fair to the students. Why are we having to pick around the cost of a class when we're already paying maybe $1,200 for this class, and then we have to add on $200, $300? That's not fair and not helpful for the student, let alone easy for some. Some are fortunate and have more scholarships than others, but scholarships don't honestly cover for textbook fees. They can cover for housing or meal plans, but do they realistically cover for textbooks? No. Providing textbooks through tuition will improve student success. Bundling the cost into material into tuition will ensure all students receive the same access on day one and make it fair. So if the student falls behind, it's not due to financial reasons, it's due to them not being prepared or not doing the work. Inclusive access programs offer digitalized text at a reduced bulk price. Students can use financial aid to cover these fees. One thing I learned was Open Educational Resources offers free, high quality alternatives, and many universities will work with this program and save students millions. Some may be in medical school or a STEM student, and those can get really pricey really quickly. And Open Educational Resources can be adapted by instructors. The instructors can be the one to help make or break this situation that is being a main problem. And what we need is exclusivity. We need to make it accessible for everybody. And then this will bring us to the biggest problem. Wouldn't this raise tuition prices? Not necessarily. If you think about it, we're already applying for all of these scholarships. We're already applying for all of these grants. If we just end up working with grants and financial aid and systems like this to add to the money that is already there, we can honestly cover the amount by people adding more scholarships or more grants, or using the money that they have in those grants or in those scholarships for the textbooks itself instead of actual college fees, because they would be bundled together. So it would all be going to one purpose: textbooks and tuition. Colleges already can negotiate textbook pricing. Inclusivity programs reduce the cost for students. Open educational resources is free for students, and overall students would be saving money if we went all the way to that. In conclusion, college is already really expensive without the extra hidden fees of textbooks. Including free textbooks and access to tuition will ensure every student will have the same fair fight from day one, and it would be on them for keeping the grades, maintaining their schedule, and maintaining everything else. I believe it's time for us students, faculty, and staff to fight for this and push for fair access to learning. Education shouldn't be coming with extra price tags. We're already personally paying thousands of dollars for the college experience. Why are we paying extra money for these prices of textbooks and materials when we could be just paying for it all together in one big payday, or however someone needs to break it up? I think we should change it. Thank you.